What's going on? It's Justeeni here. I'm going to be going through a pretty common situation that can happen to Oumaji that is usually pretty tricky to deal with, but I'll show you guys how to deal with it here in this video. Yeah, let's just get right into it. So the opponent was quite good. They were like pretty high elo. And so, yeah, I'm doing kind of normal Oumaji things. If you see the lighthouse, go for it. Always do double rider lighthouse. It's just an amazing way to play Oumaji. And I go for an explorer here, see what's up. It goes north, which is really good because I made the opponents see their capital immediately. They have a lot of mountains. I go for the upgrade, which might have been a little mistake. I could have done double rider instead. It doesn't matter too much, warrior's still fine. Like, potato. And then, yeah, you can see I'm not training too many units right now because I want to get roads. And I don't like have an immediate attack. I need to get roads for my attack. But now you see the opponent has similarity. I go climbing for a few reasons. First off, I love gambling. Second off, yeah, this city here, it's blocked by mountains. And I have to get mining for it. And then here it is. Turn 7, double giant. This is the constant problem that Oumaji has to face. How do you deal with early giants? Because there's a few ways to deal with it. The main one is ranged units, both of which are locked behind the hunting branch. Guess who doesn't have that? The other one, doing a quick diplomacy rush, which is accessible for Oumaji, but here it's not a good idea because this capital is just way too far away. But then the secret third option is, well, get your own giant, get farming. And yeah, that's what I'm going to do here. I get a nice resource ruin, connect everything up. I can get some nice upgrades. And you're going to see like with how I'm responding to this. So first off, I can get mining because, well, I got the whole resource ruin thing. If I didn't get the resource ruin, I would not have gotten mining. I would have gotten farming instead. But I can get away with this level of greed. But that's the main thing. When you see the giants, and you need giants of your own, you gotta go really, really greedy. And yeah, they're gonna get the city. I'm gonna get the explorer, see what's going on. Really nice vision. I'm never getting Eye of God, sadly. But it is what it is. Just gonna hit the rider. Continue to develop again. Very greedy, because then I'm gonna be able to afford like farming and stuff. I also expand here, because it gives me Grand Bazaar. It's, you know, that's useful. Now there's farming. Opponent's getting closer. Pretty scary, but again, this is all pretty manageable. Grand Bazaar here. Sets up for another giant. Now giant on capital. Park of Fortune here. Sets up for another giant. And you can see my monument placement as well. This will be important later. The monument placement is quite intentional. You see they're advancing, but now I'm ready with the giants on defense. And one giant isn't enough. You also need extra units paired with it so then you don't die. The other thing that you could do is use a monument and farm Stone Siege, but I'd rather just kill their giant and get more giants in the back. I think this is a better use of stars and just a better way to play this in general. But yeah, now I have my own giants to answer theirs. I can start to push them away. And because I've expanded nicely as well, this greedy play kind of allows me to now have a very good economy. Now the opponent goes for early markets. This is the other thing in this game. If it was just an early giant rush and I fended off, cool. That's kind of boring. But now they go for the markets, and I don't have my own markets yet. So how do you deal with early markets? Well, there's a few things you can do. Big thing, can you cloak them? Not really. Can you take over the water? Yeah, you can do that. That's an option. But I decide here, because land might be pretty relevant, it's probably not a good idea to put all my eggs in one basket. So, how do you deal with markets? Yeah, you can see how passive they are. because they're gonna just go greedy and try to win the long game, but we're gonna see how to deal with the greed. So I go for this nice border growth, taking up some space. And yeah, continuing to expand here. Pop growth, border growth doesn't help like at all here, so yeah. Just improving my economy, going greedy once again. Their markets aren't actually that scary. Thankfully, it's not like math markets. But now I'm ready to get markets of my own. And my markets are actually quite good. Continue to develop here, you know, yada yada. I'm pushing my giants up because I have a giant advantage now. Now they get the math markets. The other markets are actually going. But we're kind of trading blows here. And, you know, it's going pretty nice because when you have more giants, you usually wants to trade. Because then your advantage is more obvious. I get a nice star ruin, which helps me get my markets going a little faster. And yeah, my how to place markets video should be out. I should have posted that one first. If I didn't, I'll look really stupid. Or you'll be like, ooh, whoa, Justeeni market video. It should be posted though. But yeah, they've got the markets, but you see, I've got my own markets planned. They've got like some extra fancy stuff with like the whole forges and sawmills. It gets a lot more complicated. I just have good old windmills, but I have some very nice markets in the center. You can see all the units in the way. I'm not really going to move the units out of the way because they're good there. But the main thing is just these markets in the middle are disgusting because there will be 4 windmills near them. They're all level 2 windmills. Like actually every single windmill here is level 2. Like the windmill levels are atrocious, but the markets are actually good despite that. I have 2 level 8 markets. The opponent can only do so much with his markets. He's got this nice level 8 because he's got all that near. You know, he's doing his thing. But then I also have markets down here. And yeah, so how do you deal with the early markets? Get markets of your own. How do you deal with early giants? Get giants of your own. That's the moral of the story here. Sometimes you don't have to force any asymmetry. Just kind of have to use, you know, what you have to work with. These markets are very nice. This market, very juicy. And then after you both have this market economy, I'm ahead in economy, and you can see with all this water, there's going to be more water at play. I go for the city wall because I have tons of economy, grab the starfish all I can, continue to improve the markets. I get strategy before getting aquatism and whatnot. And yeah, they're also trying to improve their markets and stuff, but it's not quite as good. Imperius, that diverse terrain now working against them a little bit. Because their markets just aren't as good. 83 star per turn is just disgusting here. Usually don't see really good markets from Oumaji, but we're seeing it here. Quadism, and yeah, they're getting the water, they're doing their thing, but I'm just way up in economy here. And I'm also, I believe I'm up like 1 or 2 cities. So it's just an overall better position. I get my first bomber, first of many. And yeah, not getting chained by the knight. Things are quite lovely. And then they go windmill markets. They're really trying to greed, but no, I'm not going to let them anymore. Once you have enough of a star advantage, you have to press it. And here, that's what I'm doing. They are quite screwed here with all these bombers pressuring. And I use scouts as well, not Raymers, because the scouts are more immediate. I get chivalry as well. Flex with the Emperor's Tomb. And yeah, I just have so many stars. They get a nice chain here, but it only does so much. And yeah, my bombers are staying. They resign. These juggernauts are very sad and useless because if they ever go, I just smack with a ton of riders. But yeah, pretty hopeless for the opponent. Makes sense to resign here. You can see their economy wasn't quite as good. And that's after they got windmills. Like, their tech tree's kind of all over the place. But yeah, I thought this was a pretty interesting game. This kind of like usually what you do as Oumaji, like when you see the early giants, and then in the case of markets, yeah, you can actually reply with your own markets. With Oumaji, again, it's not a tribe you really think of that can get giants and markets, but they can. They can do it sometimes. But anyway, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Like and sub, and have a good one.